Yo, this on? Yo, hey everybody, what's up, man? This is Will McKay, aka Blackwill Comedian. Listen, you need to get out to the Greenwich Village Comedy Club next week, man. April 25th, it's a Friday. Show starts at 8 p.m. Your boy gonna be in there, man. I hope to see you in there. Peace. I've been stupid my whole life. I've been silly my whole life, man. Like, started with my brothers. It goes back to hiking, where some people would call it running a dozen. Cracking jokes, whatever, but around here in Morristown we call it hiking. So back then you either could hike or fight, or both. Now if you could do both, you good. If you can't do either, they call on somebody like a special bus to come pick you up. So you gotta know how to hike. And from there, then going to hang with my boys, you being one of them. That's what we did. It was like Gladiator. You know what I mean? You had to be good at it. You couldn't just be regular. You didn't want to be corny. And plus, I used to get picked on as a kid, so I learned early. Be funny, you get out a lot of stuff. People wouldn't punch you in the stomach. What's up, America? This is Black Eye Jones. I just want to let you know I got a new film coming out and Will Smith is starring as me. It's The Last Action Negro. You know what I mean? When you see Will Smith in the film, you gonna see me. But some years down the line, I got into acting. And people started noticing I was funny. Like I'd be at work, just telling stories about my father, about anybody, telling stories, and then people like, yo, are you a comedian? You should be on TV. You should do this. I ain't into that. I always thought comedy was corny. Like, who wants to go see somebody tell a joke, and then you watch TV 2 days later, and he's on a different show telling the same joke? Thought it was stupid. I said if I ever did it, I'd have new material all the time. And people would be like, no, you can't do that. It can't happen. But it can happen. You know what I mean? Because I got 20 million stories. Like it's like to say, my name is Klondike Mendenhall. And I got a problem, America. You see, I'm a sugar daddy. But the honeys, they don't want the money. So recently, I did some improv in New York with urbanchase.com. It's an improv group where, I got into acting. And doing the improv, I learned certain techniques, staging, how to move, across the stage and, being in front of people. And I realized that I could probably do stand-up. There's a couple of comedians in the group. And one day, they was like, we're going to have a comedy show. Instead of doing improv, we're going to do a comedy show. And they asked me to do it, but I said, no, I'm not going to do it. Some years earlier, let's say about, God, that had to be about 2000. This is after 9/11, so that was like 2004, 2005 maybe. I was telling some stories at the job. I used to work for the TSA, Homeland Security. And this guy used to promote shows. He was promoting Def Jam, comedy at Brokers, which used to be Club 88. So he said, yo, man, why don't you host this Def Jam comedy for me? And back then it was like a dare. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Never thought about that I actually had to do it. 2 months go by. It's like a week before the show, and I hadn't set up any material because I was just hosting. I was just going to introduce the comedians. They come out, do this set, everything going to be good. Oh, sorry. My name is Asiago Brown. That's A-S-I Go Brown. I get there, I go to the bartender, I get my drink, tell him I'm part of the show, they give me a little drink, I go to the bar, I go to the DJ, I get him a beer, I got him a Heineken and a Hennessy. I said, play this song when I come out, I'm going to come out, I might dance a little bit, blah, 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 and all that stuff. I get there, and there was this comedian, a lady named Roz G. She was, a professional comedian, and she had another gig to go to. Now, mind you, I'm just there to set it up. Go up there, be a little silly, tell a couple of jokes, introduce the comedians. She shows up, grabs the mic from me and says, look, baby, I'm going to go up, I'm going to do 10 minutes, and after I do 10 minutes, I'm going to introduce you. You come do your 10 minutes. Okay, that's how we're going to do it. Bye. She leaves, goes to the stage. From the minute her foot hit the stage to the minute she got off, crowd was going crazy. She killed it. I mean, just laughing, people falling out the seats and everything. Then she gives me the mic. The kid who has no material. If I give them a VO5 oil treatment, why wouldn't you take it? It's vitamins. It's good for your scalp. I find inspiration for my material. Basically, number one, I find inspiration from my father. My father was mean as hell. Very mean, very mean. But everything he did was so scary to us as kids that now that I'm older, it's funny. Also, stories, things I went through, the things you don't want to talk about, the things you don't tell people, the things that you should be embarrassed about. I don't get embarrassed about too many things when it comes to my personal life. So I'll tell you how long it took me, to get some booty. I'll tell you I wasn't good at it at first. Hell, shit, I still ain't good. But things like that. It's funny. If it's funny, it's funny. Like you can't be embarrassed by something that's funny. Like the fear goes away, and I learned that. Before, when I was younger, I would keep things to myself. Things would happen. I was like, oh, I don't want to let anybody know. I want everybody laughing at me. But then I learned, like, all they doing is laughing. And laughter's good. So basically, it's stories, man. I'm a storyteller, and that's what it is.